Questions and comments? Question et commentaire. The honourable member for Calgary Centre.
I thank my colleague for the questions and the comments he's made in a very scintillating speech here. But what I really want to ask him, and because he's asking the opposition as opposed to asking the government about this question, when he asks about if we'll expand this to include the other consulting firms that are involved here, I think that answer from the opposition side is we have spent so much since this government has been in power, the Canadian government spent so much in this power, we would look at that expansion of how much they've spent on consulting and where that money went, and especially where that money has been spent egregiously with no results by this government. That would be an entertaining study, but it would take years, I think. Right now we have one where we've got one consulting firm that spent the government spent 50 times more on it than they did in the entire term of the last government. We need to say that is an egregious expansion to one firm with well-connected friends. Can we drill into this and get it checked out very quickly? Would the member agree with that, please?
For Hamilton Centre.
Scintillating indeed, Mr. Speaker. But again, you know, it appears to me they're a little bit gun-shy on the Conservative side to expand to include consultancies like Deloitte. Deloitte would make McKinsey look insignificant in comparison. When you look at how Deloitte went from, in 2015, $17 million to $173 million. So let's look at where that waste goes. And let's expand to allow the Auditor General to do this. I'm not here for entertainment. I'm not here to be entertained at committee. I often work closely, Mr. Speaker, with members of the opposition side, and I would remind the member that I remain firmly as an opposition member and work very closely with opposition members at every committee I'm on, including Conservative members and Bloc members. We work very closely to hold this government accountable, but I would challenge them to stand up and name the other 5 pigs to trough and go back to 2011, where they too are culpable of this, where their cuts to the public sector, where their squeezing of public sector wages has resulted in these gross taxpayer expenditures on the private sector outsourcing. Thank you.
Questions and comments?